Happy New Year! It's a time where we often reflect on the year that's ended, but hey, let's look ahead instead. And yes, I'm aware of how strange that sounds, considering that this is a retro-focused roundup. So with that in mind, one thing that's definitely happening is that the Nintendo Switch, to be launched in March 2017, will be able to play GameCube games via its Virtual Console service, according to Eurogamer anyway. 3 games from the system are being prepped for the service apparently, with these being Super Mario Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Smash Bros. Melee. What only might be coming this year, on the other hand, is an SNES Mini, to follow up the poorly stocked sensation that was the Nintendo Classic Mini. This rumour has emerged because a Japanese Twitter bot that notices recent trademarks being purchased spotted an image being bought that looks like a version of the SNES controller. Hey, it's the hope that kills you. As long as Plock is on it, I'll be happy. Sony wanted in on the retro action last month too, and is looking to bring PlayStation 1 franchises to smartphones in 2017. The initial games announced include Parappa the Rapper, Hot Shots Golf, What Did I Do to Deserve This, My Lord, Ark the Lad, Wild Arms, and Sora to Umi. The bad news? They're only coming to Japanese smartphones at this stage. As for a Western release, let's keep our fingers crossed. Or as Parappa would say,
I gotta believe!
Next, online entertainment rag Variety claims Sega is to create cinema adaptations of some of its beloved franchises, including Streets of Rage and Altered Beast. All I really want to know is which actor they'll get in to do the famous voiceover for the latter.
Rise from your grave.
Moving on, Battlezone VR for the PlayStation VR received a free update last month, which added a classic mode that makes the game look pretty much exactly the same as the original 80s Atari version of the title. Nifty. And to round off this section, a Lego set to create Sega arcade cabinets needs your vote. And also someone somehow got Wolfenstein 3D working on a Game Boy Color. It's slim pickings for this section this month, with the 3DS's eShop getting a port of SNES title Demon's Crest, and the Wii U's eShop getting the new Play Control version of the GameCube's Pikmin 2. It wasn't much busier on the PlayStation Network, although if you own a PS4, you can now download the excellent Wild Guns Reloaded and yet another Arcade's Archives title, this time Samurai Showdown. To round off things, Bully Anniversary Edition was released onto Android and iOS devices, and a load of creaky classics also made their way onto the new Facebook Instant Games Messenger service, including Pac-Man and Arkanoid. To open this section, an Indiegogo page for the RetroEngine Sigma, a system that allows you to play a range of emulators on your TV through this Mega Drive aping console, was launched last month. It made its funding goal, and then some, but you can still back the project. A standard bundle costs $69 plus shipping, and it should be dispatched in June this year. Second and finally for this segment, a guide on how to get your Game Boy Color screen backlit was released online by console modder BennVenn. I wish you the very best of luck if you attempt this. One section this month that certainly isn't quiet is new retro homebrew. There is a lot to cover. To start, in terms of releases that ask you to stump up some cash, Pentagorat for the Commodore Vic 20 was made available to buy and will cost you £6. A physical copy of Enemy 2 for the Amiga will also set you back €15 plus shipping. There are a lot of free to download homebrew games released last month though, including a stack for the good old ZX Spectrum, In the Walls of Irix, Cybermania, Heroes Rescue, Crappy Crates, Pietro Bros, and Stellar 2, The Secrets of Dr. Malfario. The Commodore 64 also got a bit of homebrew love in December, in the form of Bergbert 3, The Blue Knight, and The Bare Essentials. There was also The Darkness of Ravenwood for the BBC Micro and Acorn Electron, Oh Mummy on the Intellivision, Fairlight for the Atari XL and XE, and Shibi Akuma on the Amstrad CPC. There were also a few Crimbo-related titles released in December, as you might expect. They included ZX Spectrum games Merry Christmas from Horace and Zombo's Christmas Capers, as well as an Xmas edition of Shotgun for the Commodore 64. Away from new releases, there were 3 Kickstarters launched for homebrew yet to come. The first is for FPS In the Line of Fire for the Dreamcast. A $50 pledge will get you a physical copy of the game. And no, it's not based on the Clint Eastwood film. The second is for Unknown Realm, an 8-bit RPG for the Commodore 64 and PC. A $19 pledge gets you a digital version of the game when it's launched at the end of 2017. Third and finally, the Oliver twins have set one up, allowing you to order a copy of their unreleased NES title, Dreamworld Pogie. A cart will cost you £20 and they'll be shipped out in February. By far the most interesting find in this section is the discovery by historian Patrick Scott Patterson of 4 builds of an unreleased Game Boy tie-in for anime film Akira. They're all pretty rubbish, but Patterson plans to meld the best bits of all of them into a playable build. When this might be finished is unclear though. After all, the future is not a straight line. And second, the incomplete Yogi 3 Yogg's Big Cleanup for the Commodore 64 was finished off by Martin Pugh and made available to download online for free. 6 fan translations this month across 6 systems. They include Outlive for the PC Engine, Ace Combat 3 Electrosphere on the PlayStation, Whale's Voyage 2 for the Amiga, Railroad Baron Famicom board game on the NES, The Glory of Hercules 4 Gift from the Gods for the SNES, and finally EVO, The Theory of Evolution on the PC 98. That's all for this month then, but thanks so much for watching and supporting the show across 2016. You can also watch my video on the Retro Games TV Mini by following the link on the right, and a playlist of all the retro wave music used in this episode by clicking on the left hand box. And hey, why not follow me on Twitter and Facebook?
Are you trying to use me?